What do you think it means when mainstream media starts covering silver? $45 silver. Give me a break. How about we talk about $55 or $65 or $85 silver, like our old friend Smitty the Silver Bear? That poor guy's blindfold doesn't come off until we get to $85 silver, and I'm telling you, it's going to happen for us sooner as opposed to later. What does it mean when the mainstream media starts talking about precious metals? We talked earlier today about CNBC covering the big Costco story. They sold $100 million worth of gold during 3 months. The 3 months that ended November 26th, they have the weirdest calendar at Costco. I've never set foot in a Costco. I will someday. I'm not against Costco, but in the 3 months that ended November 26th, it's big news. It was on CNBC, and that's not what we're talking about tonight. We got bigger news to talk about tonight to do with silver, but CNBC covered this $100 million in gold sales. Costco can't keep gold in stock. It's like toilet paper during the C-19 pandemic. Everybody wants gold. It's happening. Can you feel it? I'm telling you, the big picture, everything's changing. Don the Brain, he emailed me earlier. I wish I had it. Maybe I'll read it to you later. Don the Brain, okay? He can feel it. It's happening. He brought up this great point, guys, that we are so far ahead of the curve. We talked about that earlier today, too. We're outside the circle. We're so far ahead of the curve, but it's happening. But what's MarketWatch? Let's dig in. Let's get back on track. Bear with me. I'm a little pumped up. I'm drinking Sunny D tonight. I'm ready to roll. Let's have a drink, and then let's get started talking about what MarketWatch had to say about silver. And you'll be very shocked when you understand who's behind MarketWatch. It's working. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, okay? Please. It's like right down there. That helps get the word out. This is a Snap Live. We only got 100 people on the drop of a hat. You guys are awesome. Man. And I'm going to tell you this quickly. Okay, don't get a big head, but I'm going to tell you, the Google analytics indicate to me in no uncertain terms that the average viewer, you are amongst a smart group of people, but that includes you, because it's not a group without you, okay? So you are in a good, smart group of people here tonight that can interact with each other. You're a basement dweller. Let's get into this. MarketWatch. Did you know that MarketWatch, they have a very positive article they put out about silver? One of our fellow dwellers, Maury, all right, who I've actually met in person from the eastern coast of the United States. He came through St. Louis. I met him for breakfast, okay? Great guy, super smart guy, super successful guy, all right? Sent me this article from MarketWatch. But who's MarketWatch? Why should we care about MarketWatch, right? I'm a Yahoo Finance guy. I'm a creature of habit, but MarketWatch is a big online financial website, okay? Here's why you should care. Because they're owned by Dow Jones, who's owned by News Corp. Yes, that's the same News Corp that also owns the Wall Street Journal, which used to be a really good paper. My grandpa, he died. I got his clock. Where is it? It's basement time. Hold on, I'm going to go get Grandpa's clock. I'm coming right back. Don't leave. Here I am. All right. It's time, baby. This is my grandpa's clock. He was like 90-something years old. They were going to throw it away, and I'm like, I'll take the clock. Right? It's time for silver and gold. Why did I? Oh, yeah, because he used to read the Wall Street Journal every day, and I'd go over and hang out with him, and he would talk, okay? I'm telling you, he knows it's time for silver and gold. MarketWatch, owned by the same company that owns the Wall Street Journal, Dow Jones, Barron's magazine. Yes, that Barron's. Right? These are all very high-end financial publications. I got stacks. Where do you think I get all my information from? High-end financial publications. So let's talk about what MarketWatch had to say about silver. I'm going to zip through this, but most importantly, we're going to talk about our thoughts about what they had to say. It says Fed rate cuts next year likely will help fuel a rally in silver prices. Thank you for the super chat, Kenneth Frankenwicks. Wow, you guys are being awful generous tonight. So does the green energy push. So they're saying we're going to have a big rally in silver because of the Fed cutting rates and the green energy push. We agree with that and a number of other reasons. Nonetheless, silver futures are already doing well, blah, blah, blah. Silver prices, get ready for this word. This is MarketWatch. Silver prices could be headed for an, quote, explosive rise in 2024 if global supplies continue to fall short of demand. And the Federal Reserve and our old friend Gomer Pyle, or no, it's not Gomer Pyle. I keep getting that mixed up. Jerome Powell, not Gomer Pyle. I'm sorry. Makes good on its plans to pivot to interest rate cuts in the coming months, according to metals markets analyst. Okay. All right. While silver this year has underperformed gold, yeah, we could say that, which saw prices touch record highs 2 Sundays ago and then proceeded to rip our hearts out, right, guys? But it didn't kill us. It didn't kill the basement dwellers. It didn't kill the silver and gold enthusiasts. No, it only made us stronger. You know what I mean? Right? If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. And it only made us stronger. The opportunity to snap up silver at bargain prices may be brief. We're not talking about your undies briefs. We're talking about brief, like time might be running out, like grandpa's clock. Is it even running? It is. It never stops. It's got a, look at that. It's got a big D battery. Who uses D batteries anymore? Grandpa. He's up in heaven or wherever he is. All right. Quote. This is a quote. The window for buying silver in the low to mid 20s is ending, said Peter Spina, president of silver news and information provider silverseek.com. Well, he might be a little biased, but we don't mind bias in the silver world, right? They've been biased against us. J.P. Morgan manipulating the silver price down for decades. It is likely that silver prices next year will be pushing up toward the major $30 an ounce technical resistance. And then it's going to go to 45, and then it's going to go to 55, and then it's going to go higher and higher. That's just my thought. Don't make any financial decisions based on anything I said. And if you want to get your hands on some silver, like Peter said, I'm briefly going to remind you that this channel is sponsored by Pimbex, Pimbex, online bullion dealer, where you will find, in my opinion, but you need to have your own opinion, but in my opinion, the best prices, the best service, and the best selection. And I'll repeat what I said first, the best prices. That means you get more metal for your money. More metal for your money. They might want to use that as a slogan. More metal for your money. Anyway, Pimbex, they are a gracious sponsor. And seriously, that's who I trust for my silver. Check them out. Thank you, Pimbex. Sorry about that. Had a little coughing attack. It is likely that silver prices next year will, I already said that. Oh, wait a minute. Up to $30 an ounce. He told MarketWatch, adding that he fully, I didn't say that, believes that the price barrier will fall. He's saying the $30 barrier for silver will fall. What comes after 30? Last I checked, it was 40 and then 50. And then you can't find any silver because the basement dwellers gobbled it all up when it was cheap. Generally, silver moves with gold much more than with other commodities, such as copper or oil, and silver's moves tend to be bigger than gold's as a percentage. How many times? We know that already, but it doesn't hurt for us to hear it, right? When silver moves, it moves in a more exaggerated manner. I coined the phrase that silver's like a drama queen or drama king, right? Whatever you want to say, dramatic person. I can be a little dramatic, you know? I know Coin Shop Chris, he can be very dramatic as well. We're drama kings. Well, I'm not speaking. I'm sorry. I put words into the mouth of Coin Shop Chris. But anyway, you know what I'm saying, right? We're silver is very inspired, like Coin Shop Chris. Silver is very motivated. Silver is very passionate when it moves. How do you like that, huh? Yeah, and when it moves, and that's what he's saying right there. Oh, that was from Keith Weiner, huh? Keith Weiner. Looks like the old silver bear got hungry tonight. Anyway, Keith Weiner said he's the chief executive officer at Monetary Metals. Well, at Pinbex, you get more metal for your money. Well, anyway, that's what happened with silver's recent move lower, he said. Silver on Wednesday tallied an 8th consecutive session loss. Yeah, no joke, man. Hey, I didn't realize that. But wasn't it horrible? Right? Like, oh, that 2 Sundays ago, 26, whatever it was, 27, 26 dollar silver, and then it was like boom, 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 boom. Like somebody was using using us like a punching bag. I won't say what I thought they were. I was going to say, this is generally a PG rated show. Hello, thank you, Ron Barrow, RB, the other RB. Ron's Basement. My last name also starts with B, so I'm RB too. Ron Barrow. All right, back on track here. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little exaggerated. That was according to Mr. Weiner. Okay, both gold and silver had experienced similar trends in terms of lack of investment demand, which is a good thing, guys. It's a bad thing, but it's a good thing. When's a bad thing a good thing? A bad thing's a good thing when a bad thing can turn into a good thing, and when that bad thing turns into a good thing, that good thing means that there's no silver or gold available. And we know that can happen because we have plenty of examples just in the last 3 years where there was no silver available for investors. And those were minor-ish events to what we're likely going to see in the year 2024. Okay. 8th consecutive loss, marking, wow, I didn't know this. This is probably news to you too, marking the longest streak of losses in just over a year and a half. What? No wonder we were so depressed on Wednesday or Thursday or Tuesday of last week. I mean, no joke. But that's okay, guys. We're survived. We're still sorry. We're still here. COMEX and LBMA, you didn't kill us. We're coming for you, huh? Hey, if you think we're coming for the COMEX, like we're going to get them, right? It's time to make some feathers fly, huh? Time to turn the screws a little bit to the boys down at the COMEX. You know, we already know, guys, that, almost knocked over Grandpa's clock. We already know that the boys and girls down at Goldman Sachs, the most sophisticated financial bank in the world, right? Huh? Snooty tooties, right? We're smarter than you because we know they watch Ron's Basement as well. I have that on good word. So welcome, even on a Saturday night, to all our friends from Goldman Sachs who come here for the real news, the real analysis. You're with a good group of people because you know what we do? We read this and we synthesize it, right? We synthesize it into something that makes sense, that we know. We put the trees that are out there and we make the forest out of the trees. Let me take a little break, slow down for a second. I'm going to have a quick drink of Sunny D. Okay. Lack of investment demand, blah, blah. We're going to talk about that briefly at the end. Oh, that was from Chris Mancini. He's a research analyst at Gabelli Funds. Isn't that like an outdoor store where you buy fishing rods and inflatable boats and guns and stuff like that? Gabelli's? Anyway, that's Cabela's. That was primarily manifested in outflows from both gold and silver-backed exchange-traded funds. Okay. But we also know, we need to tell Mr. Gabelli that there's been some interesting activity in the SLV ETF in terms of recent inflows, like a big day of inflow. So things might be changing, and we don't really care because we know that the BlackRock owned SLV and GLD ETF there's some suspicion surrounding them. I'll leave it at that. The iShares Trust SLV Okay, well, a lot of data here. Holds 441.47 million ounces of silver. Let me correct that. Supposedly, the SLV ETF holds 442 million ounces of silver. My gosh, that's almost as much as the people in India demanded last year. More on that later. Has seen year-to-date net asset value return. Okay, whatever. Gold, however, has benefited from a surge in demand this year from central banks. If I hear that one more time, my hair is going to fall out, which are buying gold to diversify out of the U.S. dollar. That's what Mr. Mancini said. Sounds like he might be a mobster or something. I better be careful and be nice to him. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. Tomorrow morning, I got an interview coming out with Vince Lanci. Okay. He knows gold and silver better than anybody. He talks about the central banks. Why? You want to know why? Watch that interview. I won't even try to explain it as well as Vince does, but it makes sense. And I'm telling you, it's a big deal, all joking aside, that the world central banks are buying up gold. Like they bought gold no other time in history, including when we were on the gold standard. What does that tell us? What does that tell us? Huh? Do you have to be a Albert Eisenhower to figure that one out? Right? I told you the guy was helping me remodel my bathroom and I did something wrong and he called me Albert Eisenhower. He's like, I was dumb. He said, you're like Albert Eisenhower. I said, Albert Eisenhower? What the hell are you talking about? I think he meant Albert Einstein, but anyway. All right. Solid economic performance this year around the world, and specifically in the United States, led to higher short-term rates from the Fed and other central banks, and the subsequent decline in investor demand for silver and gold. That's from this Mancini guy, right? Yes, we had higher interest rates, and that pushed down the price of silver and gold. I'm going to ring that bell. Thank you, CoinShop. Chris just reminded me how lucky I am that 100 of you. We have 200 people here, a Snap live stream on a Saturday night. You guys are awesome. We love being basement dwellers, hanging out together, figuring this out. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, right. Well, we know that's why they put down the price of silver and gold. Because higher interest rates, okay? Investor demand is down, guys. A bad thing is a good thing when the bad thing can turn into a good thing. And when that investor demand turns, right, because it always goes up and down, up and down. When it goes positive, it's going to be total awesome party time, even more so on top of all these other factors for silver and gold. Let me ring the bell. This is the 3-second warning. I know some of you don't like bells. Okay, quickly, I'm going to ring it 10 times. Global physical investment demand for silver is forecasted to be 263 million ounces this year, down 21%. From 333 million ounces in 2022. The Silver Institute reported that in mid-November, citing data from Metals Focus. Okay, so investor demand is down. We get the point. But the price isn't down. Too bad. I mean, it's not a good price. We know that. But it's not like we're talking about $15 silver here, boys and girls. We're talking about $24 silver right now. Think about what happens when investor demand goes up. When everybody realizes that the Fed funhouse of smoke and mirrors, right? Everybody's in there asleep. Everybody's in there looking at the funny mirrors saying, oh, everything's great. The smoke is, Yeah, when they realize that the whole funhouse is on fire. And that, I'm not giving financial advice, but that could be 2024. All right, here we go. Change of course. New weather, new paradigm, okay? Silver prices rallied by late Wednesday afternoon after the Federal Reserve penciled in 3 interest rate cuts in 2024 instead of the 2 that were projected in September. This marked quite a change, as prices for silver had been trading lower for the year before that rally. Prospects for an end to the Fed's rate hiking cycle weakened the U.S. dollar and Treasury yields, providing support for dollar-denominated gold prices and silver along with them. The Fed decision, quote, put a reversal on industrial demand fears, so the temporary pressure brought on by those fears has been removed, said Spina. Fed Chairman Jeremy Powell on Wednesday had said officials from the central bank were starting to discuss when to cut interest rates because they're scared. This is the fact, guys. Here's the fact. This is the fact. What Jerome Powell tells you, ever know what, like an iceberg? I'm sure you've heard this analogy, the tip of the iceberg, because that's all you see is the tip of the iceberg in the water. Everything underwater, everything going on behind closed doors at the Fed, we don't know. In the little tip that they're showing us, with Jerome, and he looks scared to me. I bet you could analyze what he knows what's really going on. He knows there's massive trouble beneath the hood in the U.S. economy with the monetary system. It's just the reality of what's going on. And when that breaks, be prepared. I saw something earlier that said this is interesting. And I'm gonna try not to slaughter this, but we're looking at cutting interest rates when the CPI, right, the consumer price, the inflation measure, is higher than the unemployment rate. And the only other times they've done that in history was like right around the 1970s, right when gold and silver took off. And it's always been during time of recession. All right. It was a fascinating statistic. I don't know why I didn't save it, but basically it said that, look at this. The only other times in history when we had CPI inflation higher than the unemployment rate, which we do, and they cut rates, were these periods where there were big recessions going on, big recessions. And then I went a level deeper, right? Because we want to synthesize this data, right? We're putting boots on the warehouse floor here in Ron's basement. We also know that those time periods were some of the most conducive for massive increases in the silver price and gold price, okay? So it's getting very, very interesting. Fed Chairman Powell on Wednesday. All right, we already said that. When they're already cutting rates. Page two. John Williams appeared to walk back those comments. We talked about that earlier on Friday. He said, oh, no, we're not really talking about rate cuts. What a clown show. And these people affect the price of silver and gold, right? So John Williams comes out. He's the New York Fed Reserve president on Friday, right after Jerome says, yeah, we're talking about interest rate cuts. Well, then one of his governors, right, one of his hawks, squawk, 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 right, comes out and what's he tell us? He says, oh, no, we're not really. I think Jerome, I don't know, maybe, well, then why did Jerome say that? Does that make sense? At some point, the Fed is going to have to reverse course on interest rates. Okay, that's what Wiener said, our old friend Wiener. When they do, it will be a catalyst. We love that word, catalyst. We love the C words here in the basement, right? Catalyst, confluence, right? The coming together, okay? Wiener said, that'll be a catalyst for higher gold and silver prices, perhaps much higher. You think, Wiener? Huh? You going to stand up for us, buddy? We are in a secular bull market now. This is not the bear market of 2012 through 2018. Guys, we are in a new paradigm, a new horizon. The sun is rising for silver and gold. The weather conditions have changed. The winds have shifted. We are ready to make some feathers fly. It's going to happen. And you know what? If anybody deserves it, it's you, right? The people that have been digging in that know. That's what Don the Brain said. Ron, guys like us are ahead of the curve, right? And we're out there by ourselves. It can feel wrong at times, but we know what's going on, and we know what the end result is, and we know the real value of silver and gold, okay? Here, bullish. Want to hear some good news? I'll give you some good news. You like good news. I know you do. Right? We all like good news. Global supply of silver, meanwhile, is expected to fall short of demand this year for the third year in a row. The fundamentals for silver market are extremely bullish, Spina said, particularly with a structural deficit continuing for silver, even though investor demand is down by 20%. The report from the Silver Institute showed that global industrial demand for silver is expected to grow by 8% to a record 632 million ounces this year, buoyed by investment in photovoltaics. That's solar panels. It's a fancy way to say solar panels, photovoltaics. Power grid and 5G networks, growth in consumer electronics, and rising vehicle output. Very key. The report showed 2023. If you've not subscribed to The Basement, will you please do that? It is absolutely free. CoinShop Chris and I all the moderators. We're all fighting to try to get to 31,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We'd really appreciate it. Okay. The report showed 2023 global silver supply, the amount of silver coming into the market, the amount being made available, estimated at about 1 billion ounces, while total demand is seen at larger 1.143. So they're saying 143 million ounce deficit this year. There's 143 million ounces. That's what they're estimating. More being demanded than's being supplied by the mining and recycling industry. That's where all the supply comes from. However, we also know that the amount of silver coming out of the mines is going down. The only last big driver missing, here, Spina says it. I think I like Spina because I agree with them. The only last big driver, what do you think the last big driver is, right? Missing for silver prices to explode. The last driver. Everything else is driving. Right? Everything else is sucking that silver out, right? What do we need to have silver go to 45, right? We need more basement dwellers. We need more people like you. Do we see that happening? We see what's going on with Costco, right? We know what's going on around the world with silver demand and gold demand. We need it in the West. And when we get that investor demand, when that comes back, guys, I know we love this and we have a great time and it's awesome. We get together, but as this community continues to grow, the silver and gold community, and we've got more women coming in, which is awesome. We've got more young people coming in, which is awesome. Okay. Everyone's welcome. But when the flood happens, and we're not talking about, remember, we're 1 in 200, 1 in 300 people. We're talking about another 1 or 2 out of 100 or 2 out of 300 people joining us, right? Let's say we're 1 in 300. If suddenly 3 in 300 people are enthusiasts about silver and gold, that triples the amount of money in the sector, triples the amount of people. It's going to happen. It's going to be a very great day. Keep in mind that silver is a precious green metal. I've never heard it called that, Spina said. It benefits from strong growth in mandated green energy demand, which will continue to push industrial demand to fresh records. Meanwhile, silver inventory stocks are being drained as a structural deficit, which we've talked about earlier. This will be the third year in a row we've had a deficit in the silver market, competes for remaining inventories. Quote, if the gold price is moving to record highs in the coming weeks, silver is in the perfect setup to test $30 per ounce again. And after 30, and then he says it here, with a likely breakout. What do you think Spina says? Huh? What do you think Spina says? We're all going to type it. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Spina says 50. 50, guys, in 2024. He's from silverseek.com. He expects, he expects silver prices to re-challenge $30 an ounce within the coming months, if not sooner. Watch gold prices for initial direction. He said, if the gold price is moving to record price highs in the coming weeks, silver is in the perfect setup to test $30 and then break out to 50. I don't know why they repeated all this. Oh, this here. And this is music to our ears. We love gold. We love platinum. We really love silver. Silver is mined from the earth at 8-1. I've been saying 7-1, but it's 8-1. Yet somehow it's 80 times cheaper than gold. Think about this, okay? Go get a tube of American Silver Eagles. I know you got these things just laying around everywhere, so just grab a tube, okay? There's 20 in there. Then grab 3 more tubes. Now you got 4 tubes of American Silver Eagles. 80 coins, okay? 80 Silver Eagle coins. Beautiful coins, right? We love them. We love silver. Are you going to trade 4 tubes of American Silver Eagles for 1 ounce of gold? That's the going rate, okay? All 4 tubes. I'm not like you. I'm not rich. I know you are. Go grab 4 tubes of any silver. Go grab 4 tubes that have. Are you going to trade that for 1 ounce of gold? When the reality is, okay, that then take 8 of those Eagles or whatever you're taking out, 8 ounces, and hold. That's how much silver actually gets mined every year for that 1 ounce per 1 ounce of gold. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Silver is the most undervalued asset in the whole wide world. Now, we love gold, and if you love gold, I like buying gold in the ground for less than $10 an ounce, and there's a lot of junior development companies out there that allow you to do that. One of which that has the most astounding value opportunity presented, in my opinion, is First Mining Gold. They're also a sponsor of Ron's Basement. Go to their website. Look at their investor presentation. Go to YouTube. Listen to a couple interviews with Dan Wilton, their CEO. They've got 13 million ounces of gold in the ground in Canada, including 2 of the largest development stage projects in Canada. If you want to learn even more about the company, you can reach out to their Director of Investor Relations, Paul Morris. His email address is in the description of this and every video that I put out. That's MarketWatch. MarketWatch. Remember, same company that's with Wall Street Journal, Barron's, Dow Jones, talking about silver on a Saturday night. I was just at my daughter's basketball game. And my daughter has a really great friend whose parents are from India. They were born in India. Wonderful people, very successful, very professional. I got a number of I've always had the number of Indian families that live in my neighborhood. They're the best neighbors you could ever ask for. Family-oriented, wonderful, good people, very smart people. But you know what? They love silver. And you know what? They love gold, obviously, as well. But they, in October, I wonder if they factored that into these numbers. India imported 60 million ounces. Can somebody find out how many millions of ounces of silver India imported in November? I heard some people say, even if it's 40, that would be they imported 300 million last year, 2022, which was crazy, okay? But what if this year they imported even more? So I always ask this her dad, Sam, he's a great guy, like about gold, silver. I honestly didn't get to talk to him about it tonight, but I have over and over. And he's very well educated, very well spoken, very, very smart, right? And he's like, yeah, that's what people in India do. They give their children and grandchildren gold, silver. Remember the story? Did you hear this one? Right? That in India, right? The grandparents tell the grandchildren that they should own their body weight in silver. And then also gold, own as much gold as you can, but that you should have your body weight in silver. I did the calculations. It would take like 100 years worth of silver production. India has 1.4 billion people. And I'm telling you, look, we can't underestimate the power. That's just the in bricks. We know China also has 1.4 billion people. We've talked about that ad nauseum and how crazy they are about silver and gold. India's economy, though, is now rapidly growing, rapidly expanding. Their middle class is exploding. It's like the opposite of the United States. In the United States, if you're middle class, hey, I'm with you, man. My hat's off to you. Have you ever had the feeling? You ever get the feeling like it's really hard to make it? You know, I mean, everybody is feeling it. Retirees are feeling it. My dad's retired from the Air Force. You know, we had a great life. They're wonderful. They're doing great. But everybody is feeling this crunch right now from insane inflation. I mean, it's just like, here's an example. Why did motorcycle helmets go up? I had to buy another motorcycle helmet for my daughter's motocross helmet. One I bought from Walmart exactly 2 years ago. The exact same motocross helmet that was $35 is now $50. I'm like, how did what? It's the same exact helmet. What changed? It's crazy. I was talking about India. So I have another interacting with Indian people story, right? As you know, Susie lassoed me in to buying new family room furniture on Facebook Marketplace. We're very frugal. We buy a lot of good quality used things. I'm a value-oriented person. But she came down last week and said, I found this furniture. And I'm like, oh my God, the last thing I can do right now is move a family room. Well, we got it done. You ever get that feeling? You know, like, oh my God, there's no way we can do this. And then I thought, well, we do have a minivan. You know, we can make a couple trips. We can make it happen. And I got more gold and silver. I got two good gold and silver stories out of the furniture moving, okay? After Susie tortured me, I don't know, it was Tuesday or whatever, we moved the furniture that we have into our garage. We go over, I got two stories that have to do with silver gold. We go over to this nice couple, they got a ranch house. I'm like, oh, this will be easy. It was like Zeno's paradox trying to get this furniture out of this house. It was like crazy. I won't go into details. But when we were talking, Susie was bragging about me. What does your mom say about you? What does your wife? What does your husband? Right? It's nice when you hear them say nice things. And she said, oh, Ron has a YouTube channel about investing in silver and gold. These people were in their 80s and they were in a wealthy part of St. Louis. Okay. And they were like, all of our friends are going to silver and gold. I briefly told this story already, but for those of you who didn't hear it, and they said, but my husband, his name was Ron too, nice guy. He has a trust fund. And whenever we try to talk to them about investing in silver and gold, they act like we're crazy. And I explained to her, I said, well, that's because the established financial services industry doesn't understand silver and gold, number one, but number two, there aren't real vehicles in place for them to make big commissions off of it, so they generally steer people away. Anyway, we get the furniture home. Susie sells the old furniture that's in the garage, right, which is the other room that I control, because I control rooms in the house that have concrete floors. That would be the basement and the garage, and I'm like, I want that furniture out of the garage because I want to buy another used ATV. We buy everything used. Anyway, she said, "Come, hey, I sold the furniture. I want you to be home when this guy comes, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, okay, fine. So it was, I don't know, Thursday, I did a live stream. I'm like, 1:00. She's like, they're here. And I ran upstairs, and it's two guys from India. They'd rented a U-Haul truck, and they're there to get the furniture, right? And they can barely speak English. And I'm helping them load the furniture in. I'm like, you're from India, blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah. And I said, what do you think about silver and gold, like silver? And I had a 1 ounce, I a lot of times have a 1 ounce round. He was like, yes, we love. And I said, you know, your country has like 25,000 metric tons of gold hidden in people's houses. That's like 3 times what we have at Fort Knox. He's like, he told me as much as he could communicate, like people in India absolutely love precious metals. Hey guys, I'm willing to stick around if we can get to 200 thumbs up. We got 170. If we get to 200 thumbs up, I will ring the cowbell. Oh boy, I said I was like, I'll stick around. I got more to talk about. Let's see how many thumbs up we can get until the Coin Shop Chris timer gets out. That's 2 minutes. Can we do it? Come on, guys. I think we can do it. I absolutely believe that we can do it. I'm going to run through the list. It's that time. It's Saturday night. Let me go to hey, and also, while we're here, let's do it again. 8888888. Coin Shop Chris, Annie, hey, Susie's here. Thank you, Susie. Thanks for being here, sweetheart. What a wonderful wife. You should see our house upstairs. She decorated all this. And I'm going to tell you, it's nothing compared to the upstairs. She really creates a wonderful holiday environment. I hope you're having a nice holiday season. I'm not usually a big fan of the holidays. I'm just always real honest about that. I get stressed. I'm a sensitive Sally, but Susie really makes it nice, and I'm able to feel that joy of the season. I hope you're feeling it as well. Come on, guys. 200 thumbs up. I know we can do it. I know we can do it. I'm officially unretired. I know who we're talking about. Yeah, going back to work. Oh, man, that reminds me. You guys, special reminder to everyone right now on the live stream on Christmas Eve. That would be December 23rd. How would you like to own that? Shipped direct to you from Ron's basement. Look at that. Does that look like a giant American silver eagle to you? Look at that. Hey. Hi, guys. Oh, yeah, that's you. You're looking at yourself. Let me see if I can get... Oh, look at that. Now that's the way to do it. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? A quarter pound? You want a quarter pounder? Huh? You want a quarter pounder? Go to the description of this or any of my recent videos, and there's a link. There's a 1-minute video I made. It's the giveaway video for the Christmas Eve giveaway. All you got to do is leave a comment in that video. Okay? Okay? Now, you know what? I'm going to do something crazy. Oh, we almost got it. We almost got it. And our friend JB that gave us this, okay, also gave me a number of other things that we're going to do giveaways with early in 2024. Super generous man and a real valued member of the basement community. We got to get 3 more. We're going to get 200 thumbs up. You guys are knocking me out, okay? And don't forget, and somebody keeps yelling at me about silver that I don't talk about, how much it's used in apparently water filtration is a big use of silver now as well. And that as we move into the next number of decades with the growing populations around the world, that apparently the need for water, some people say water is like the new oil. I don't know. You know, we'll see how that all works out. I'm going to ring the bell. Don't worry. Okay. All right. We've got so many reasons to love our silver, but just to wrap this kind of back together, well, let me ring the bell. Then we'll kind of pull this all together. And I don't think Jake's here, but that's for Jake. We got Coin Shop Chris here, we got Susie, and we got Annie. Guys, really great. And everybody, Redneck Coins, Old Dirty Bastard Garage, they were all here. Look, when the mainstream media that's owned by News Corp, right? Same company that owns the Wall Street Journal, same company that owns Barron's magazine, when they're putting out an article about silver and it's ultra positive, our ears are going to perk up. That's a good thing. And when we have the guys over at CNBC, right, putting out a big article late last week, well, Friday as well, about this Costco gold situation, we know that we're in a new environment for the metals. I wholeheartedly believe that. Look, it's bumpy waters. Any investment, right? Nothing goes straight up. We know it's bumpy waters. We know it can be emotionally, sometimes trying to be in the silver and gold market, but we stay the course. I didn't realize that last week we had 8 consecutive down days in the silver price, right? Like the most consecutive down days. And what did it say? A year and a half? And guess what, guys? You hung tough. We hung tough. So we'll continue to hang tough. I'll be here. I'll be back tomorrow morning live again. I can't stop wanting to connect with my fellow basement dwellers, right? Smart people, good people. And I'm talking to you, okay? We had over 200 people here on a Saturday night. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you to the moderators, okay? Thank you, though, to you, right? Whether you're a moderator, a thumbs upper, a super chatter, or you're here, or you're just watching, and even, maybe you don't want to leave comments and talk. It doesn't matter. This does not happen without each and every single one of us as an individual. And I really mean it when I say I'm flattered. It's a big honor when you join me here in the basement. It's a big honor when we call ourselves basement dwellers, right? But we're all together, right? We're individuals. It doesn't happen without each of us by ourselves, but we become a group, and I think a group of really great people. So thank you. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good Saturday night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.